Reggae interviews. Word sound power.
This is DJ 745 for Reggae Interviews here. We are really blessed to have an amazing singer out of Kingston, Jamaica, here in my hometown of Leicester City. She goes by the artist name of Janeel Mills. I want to give a warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's such a pleasure because we've been following your music now for quite a few years. Give thanks to Irie Yute Music. Yeah. And you've been here in the UK, 5 shows, 5 days.
Yes, 5 shows, 5 days, 5 hectic shows. But I mean, you know what I mean? The people came out and they supported. And, you know, it's not very much like you see people will come out for younger acts. But the crowd that was there all those days, it was so unimaginable. And I just love UK. UK is my favorite place right now.
Okay.
Yes, UK is my favorite place right now.
Okay, I'm going to dig into that. So what makes you say that the UK is your favorite place? What is it about the UK?
I mean, the people love reggae music. It shows that they're really in tune to the music, you know what I mean? They come out, they spend their hard-earned cash, you know, they stood up like, it was like 2 hours of standing up in a venue for 2 hours, watching us supporting acts, me and Tori Lattore, and then to see the main act. That must be have a passion for music. Definitely.
True.
Definitely.
True. Now, this is your first visit to the UK, isn't it?
Yes.
Obviously, the UK is, I think, almost like a melting pot of, you know, people, food, the fashion. Have you had a chance to check some of these things out while you've been on the road?
Not really. I mean, the other day I glimpsed the original Wax studio, the museum, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I heard there's this thing about coming to the UK and having tea and fish and chips. Haven't tried that. Well, no. I mean, tea in Jamaica, yes, it's basically the same thing, but not fish and chips. But I mean, you guys have some brilliant foods here, no lie. Yeah, you guys have some great taste in fashion, of course, you know. Yeah, love that.
But one thing that you have to do, you have to sample a cup of English tea.
Yes.
Before you leave out.
All right. On my to-do list.
On your to-do list. And if you eat fish and chips is a must as well.
I have to do that, checking it off on my to-do. Yeah, okay. To-do list, yeah.
So look, we're here in Leicester. You've already performed in Manchester, Bristol, Birmingham, London. Tell me what the vibes have been like. You've already kind of touched into that by telling us that, you know, the people have come out to support reggae music. But for you personally, how's the experience been?
Great. Actually, really, really great. At first in Manchester, I was nervous because, you know, it's my first time performing in the UK, and I didn't know what to expect or how the people would have accepted me and my music. But, you know, regardless, I went out there with confidence. The rehearsals that I have, I just went out there and just did what I did. And to be honest, the people loved it. Every night that I came off stage, the amount of applause and the amount of roars and the sounds coming from the people, like it gives me an adrenaline rush, you know, that, hey, I'm out here and, you know, I'm doing my thing. Music is my passion. And you know, my songs are relatable to people and it's reaching people, touching people's hearts and stuff like that. To know that they can accept it, you know what I mean? It says a lot. It says a lot. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And you're a native of Seaview Gardens, Kingston, and, you know, I've been familiar with your musical works separate to you working with Romain.
Yeah.
How long have you been working with Romain for?
Let's say, I think probably 2 or 3 years now.
Okay.
If I'm, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but maybe 2 years. Let's leave it at 2 years.
2 years. Okay.
Yeah, 2 years.
And how did that connection come about?
You know, actually, I was singing a song, and at the time, a member of his band, which is now the musical director of his band, he said, yeah, man, he can go on Instagram because, you know, social media is it now. He said, yeah, man, tag the artist, but I think he had like a limit on who could tag him, right? But at the same time, I heard that he was looking for singers. So, you know, the drummer reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to sing for Romain Virgo. And I was like, what? Of course, so excited. Why wouldn't I want to sing for Romain Virgo? It's the Romain Virgo.
Yes.
And that is how I actually ended up singing for Virgo.
Okay. And we've been familiar with your musical works through Irie Yute Music.
Yes,
Big up to Philip, because he's been working with a lot of artists, including yourself, Zugudan, Dalwayne, Rick Jam, and I think
Tori.
And Tori as well. And I feel that, you know, the level of production that he's putting out there is not something that perhaps everyone takes notice of, but when you actually analyze it, it's really solid.
Definitely. Philip is just a mastermind, a genius. I tell him that every time. I mean, he's a part of the band called Earthcry, so, you know, they're stemming from roots reggae music, and to know that him can actually, like, you know, feature younger artists. I mean, he saw the talent Rick and I we attended the same high school. We were in the same band and choir, and we were in a competition. And that is how like we actually met Philip. You know, he saw the talent. He saw that we could grow, and he saw that we could maybe, you know, touch people's hearts with music and stuff like that. So, you know, we appreciate the fact that he actually took us under his wings and molded us into who we are now. And we just have to, you know, support him all the way because he's doing some brilliant things. You know what I mean? Very, very good producer.
Yeah. You mentioned you were part of some competitions. Was this like the school competition?
Yeah, school competitions.
Okay.
So like local competitions, like we call it in Jamaica, like TVJs All Together Sing, and JBSB, which is Jamaica's best band school competition. And the school that I was attending at the time was St. Ange Technical High School, otherwise known as STAT. So yeah, I was a part of that. And I mean, you know, it actually rounded me, like it gave me a lot of exposure, as in, you know, singing with other people and stuff like that. And from then I went on to singing into, you know, the hotels, the hotel industry, cabaret singing, to then now branching out on my own to singing with other, you know, upcoming and esteemed artists such as Julian Marley, George Nooks, Nadine Sutherland. I could go on and on and on. And currently now Romain Virgo. You know, it's just a blessing. It's really a blessing. Yeah, man.
Yeah. It sounds like music's been your calling.
Definitely.
From a very, very young age.
I'd say that. And tell you what, my parents had never wanted me to do nothing with music until they actually saw me on their TV screen. They're like, oh my God, that's my baby girl, that's my baby girl. Wow. That is when they actually started supporting the movement. You know, like normal parents, you know, other parents overall, they want you to know, you know, get a good education, you know, become doctors, lawyers and teachers and stuff like that. But, you know, they could not take away the passion from me because I was so connected to music. No matter how they try, they couldn't stop it. Yeah.
Where does the musical inspiration come from? Is there anyone within the family that is involved in music, or is it just something that was born into you?
To be honest, you know, I think that my grandfather on my dad's side, he was a part of some band a long time ago. So I think that's where the musical, you know, intuition actually came from. But I mean, my grandma is also a good singer, and she never really do nothing with her talent. So you know what I mean. But I mean, yeah, I think it's my granddad. Okay. Yeah, I think it's him.
It's granddad.
Yeah.
You took your first footsteps into professional recording back in 2021. The debut single, In The Ghetto. A really hard-hitting song talking about the underprivileged communities. It's a problem that is there in all parts of the world, not just limited to Jamaica. Did you write that song yourself?
Yes, I did. I basically did write that song myself. And to be honest, you know what I mean? It's okay to speak about where you're coming from. It's okay to speak what you're living. You know what I mean? You may never know. It might be relatable to any and everybody out there. So, you know what I mean? I got a reading from Philip. We were vibing in the studio and he was like, Janeel, you need to be on this. And I was like, no, you know, I don't want to. And him said, yeah, man, just think about it. Think about it, man, and just write. And I started singing, in the ghetto, life is never easy. Struggles them a beat way. And that's how, you know, we actually finished up in the ghetto. And it was a big thing, to be honest. For my first single, the acceptance that I got from, you know, the people out there seeing me stepping out as a main act, it was unbelievable.
And there was a video as well.
Yes, unbelievable. The video was, I mean, when Philip told me that I needed to get into character and act like a bad girl, you know what I mean? You see me on the bike and you see me on the bicycle. It was a very hard task because I didn't know how to act bad or act like a gangster. But I mean, you know, it's a beautiful video. Yeah, and it was well produced as well.
Yeah. And then since then, you know, we've had a few other singles that come into my mind. There was one that came out in 2022 with Rick Jam, When My Time Comes.
Definitely.
What a powerful song.
Well, it's very powerful. As I say, you know, over by Irie Yute Camps, Irie Yute Tapes, what we tend to do is to keep reggae alive, you know what I mean? Keep promoting conscious music. Know that, you know, inspire the young acts coming up and know that, hey, you don't really have to sing about the guns and the crimes and the, you know what I mean? You can be conscious and you can get famous from being conscious, you know what I mean? So promote conscious music and let the people accept you for who you are and just live. Speak what you live and live what you speak.
I mean, for me personally, I feel that reggae music's sort of like going through this shift at the moment where I feel that younger artists almost like have a challenge in terms of, you know, what identity you fit into. You know, there's been so many sort of like, you know, things about Afro beats and the trap dancehall. You've stuck really firmly to roots reggae though.
Definitely. I mean, I mean, maybe in the future we can have like collaborations with different, you know what I mean? I'm not bashing it or I'm not shunning it, but right now, roots reggae is my sound. That is my sound, and I'm sticking to that. Definitely.
Yeah. What sort of artists were you vibing to when you were younger, when you were growing up?
I mean, you know, women of the reggae, like Marcia Griffiths, you know what I mean? Rita Marley, Etana, those Judy Mowat, those are the type of singers that I actually listen to because they have a sound, you know what I mean? Those women were really passionate, you see, and it so happened that they were singing background singing for Bob Marley, and then they stepped out in their own careers, you know what I mean? It's definitely relatable, and it's a definitely relatable journey. I just hope that, you know, that my music that I'm promoting right now, it will be, you know, it will give longevity, and people can just see that, hey, this girl has a talent, she needs to be out there and just accept me for who I am, and that's it. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Stay true to your roots.
Definitely, I'm trying to hold strong.
You definitely are, because, you know, a lot of your songs, you know, they talk about, you know, the sufferation, but at the same time, you almost sort of like give that encouragement, you give that hope. Definitely. Survivor, holding strong.
Definitely. Holding strong, to be honest. I mean, we were coming out of a pandemic and people were losing their minds and stuff like that. And, you know, I thought that people needed to hear the words of encouragement. You know what I mean? Don't give up. People were losing their minds. People were losing families and stuff like that. And even me, even though I never lost anybody, you know, give thanks to that, I felt it. I felt so bad, and the world needed a word, you know what I mean? And holding strong, it came at such a beautiful time, and I released it, and people found that song so relatable that they thought that it was amazing. And I'm so glad that my words could have empowered people and encouraged people. It's so beautiful to know that this music that we're doing, it can do a lot for anybody. Yeah.
It sounds like you're building up quite a really strong body of works, and I know that there's going to be more things, you know, that we've got to look out for going into 2024 as well. Are there any plans for any EPs, or are we sort of still looking at trying to push out a few more singles first?
I mean, you know, I need to build the catalog, so I definitely say singles first, and then maybe an EP. Okay. If not, yeah. But yeah, we're definitely working on singles for 2024. Yeah. That's a must.
Yeah. And outside of working with Irie Yute Tapes, are you working with any other producers that you can talk about today?
Not really, but I mean, you know what I mean? It's music, and even though I'm not like signed to Irie Yute Tapes, you know, Philip allows me to be an independent artist. So if I want to work with another producer, I could, you know what I mean? But I mean, you know, if you want to work with me, just link Philip. It's fine. Just link management, and then we'll do some work. Yeah.
Well, look, Janeel, I want to give thanks to you for spending a little bit of time with us. We're going to do this in more detail over in Jamaica as well, but this is really like an introduction to Janeel Mills. Before we close today, is there anything else that you want to share with our viewers today?
People, love and light. Live in love and light. I know the world sometimes may be gruesome and hard, but just know who you are, know whose you are, and just continue to be strong, be firm, be grounded, and don't lose sight, don't lose faith at all. Just keep on doing you. That's it. That's my word of encouragement.
What a beautiful way to finish. Janeel, we give thanks for your time today. One love.
Thank you, DJ. So I appreciate it.
Reggae interviews. Word sound power.